to your weekly program, BelAhdan, a show with an accent for those without one. Last night there was a big event. We go to have a celebration of Alexandria University. Here is a chapter of Friend of the Library. They had really a big event for Dr. Sirajuddin, the founder and director of huge library, 3,000 years of history, the depository of human intellectual, and it was more than a library, really a great history. Egyptian ambassador to the United States, Mohamed Tawfik, was there and had a chance to talk to them and interview them. I asked him about the 45,000 people in detention, no legal protection. He denied that. And I had a letter from a mother about her child that has been in detention for almost 3 years. And he asked if he can see that letter, and we gave him that letter. It's not about my nephew, that he's been in detention for 3 years, but also it's about those 40,000 young Egyptians, mostly young. They've been snatched from streets, square, homes, exams, universities, and waiting for a trial or charge, and we'll wait and see. One of the VIP attended this event all the way from Washington, Egyptian ambassador to the United States, Mr. Mohamed Tawfik. Welcome and thank you so much for sharing this with us. You know, the events the last 3-4 years in Egypt was led by the youth, and we have 2 revolutions, we have 4 or 5 presidents, I'm not sure. But your role as an ambassador, you've been doing this for a long time. Tell us a little bit if anything changed in the last 3-4 years.
Well, many things have changed in the last 3 or 4 years. And it's a profound change. It's a change in the way people do things, the way people think. But for me as an ambassador, I am the proud ambassador representing a great nation. And that is something that will never change.
And this is the last question. You talked about fighting extremism and with violence, with violence and force is not enough. We need to fight ideas with ideas. Could you elaborate a little bit about this?
Well, basically, some of these young people who are committing these terrible acts, they have been seduced by an ideology, destructive and dangerous ideology, and you need to confront that at the ideological level. You need to give them hope, and you need to give our youth better understanding of the future, better opportunities, but you need to confront this ideology. And without doing that, all the efforts at the level of law enforcement, of counterterrorism, will not be enough.
Any message for Egyptian Americans living in the United States? I don't know how many, 3 million or so. Some of the news coming from Egypt not really very flattering for us. Somebody not, scary stuff here and there. How you assure Egyptian Americans about their country to get back and try to support this country in time like this?
First of all, I want to tell all Egyptian Americans, I'm proud of you. You're a great community, you're an asset to the United States, but you're also a great asset to Egypt. And you're a bridge between our 2 nations. And I'm proud and appreciate the role that you're playing in bringing us together. Egypt is doing fine, Egypt is on the right track. It doesn't mean that we don't have challenges. We are the first to admit that we have challenges, but at least there's a will, there's a common will among Egyptians to confront the challenges and to overcome them. And this is the way to the future, and we are going to overcome the different and negative tendencies that are around us in the region, and we are going to help the rest of the region towards a more stable, a more secure, and a more free future.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I just got a letter today from a mother in Egypt that her kid, 17 years old, was snatched from Nahda, that square, and he hasn't been put on trial. There's a lot of people about it. Somebody say 30,000, 40,000 people. They haven't been really put on trial or got the due process. That's a scary stuff for a lot of Egyptian American that they have family back home. Any assurance about those young Egyptians, they are just in limbo there, and they really not been on trial, they're not been sentenced, and they've been in detention for almost 3 years now.
Well, I've read some of the press reports about these cases, and we have investigated these cases in Egypt, and we have not found that there's anyone who is arrested without a trial. Anyone who is arrested in Egypt is arrested due to a court order, and they will have their day in court, and if they're sentenced, they will have the right to appeal.
3 years is a long time to wait for a sentence.
I'm sure that the report you're talking about is imprecise. It is not possible for someone to be arrested for 3 years without going on trial. He must be on trial, and I'm very glad to get that person's name, and I will get back to you with some of the details.
Okay, thank you so much. That's very great promise, and make sure we'll get that name.
I will work on it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Get the name and he will look into it. And thank you so much.